Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Good morning, it's Monday, the 29th of April, and it's 9:36 a.m. I think the last thing I said to you guys last week was that I was going to have a shave. As you can see, I got sidetracked and it never happened. So I'm going to do one this afternoon. Do a shave this afternoon. Is that how you say it? Have a shave this afternoon. But for the first job for today is I have to go to the supermarket for a couple of reasons. First reason is that while Ian was away, obviously I didn't have the car, so we're kind of depleted on a few necessities: bread and milk, dog food, that kind of stuff. But secondly, it's somebody's birthday that we forgot. Well, we didn't forget, just didn't remember to get a card. And that person's coming today. But they've been on holiday all last week. That's why we didn't really bother racing to get a card, because they were away. But they're coming for a visit today. And it's the first time we've seen them since the birthday, which was on the 24th. So, and she's coming at 10 a.m. So I'm nipping to the supermarket quickly to do the shopping and to buy a birthday card, because I haven't got time to sit and make one for her. Sometimes I do make her a birthday card, but sometimes I don't. She's one of these women that, although does appreciate handmade cards, she's not that bothered. You see, if I gave my mother a bought card, she'd look at me funny. So I always have to make Mum a card, regardless of what the occasion is. I don't think I've sent Mum a bought card for anything, whether it's Mother's Day, birthday or Christmas or our anniversary or any of those kind of events. I don't think I've bought a card for her for many years. But Sheila's not bothered though. Sheila just isn't bothered about handmade cards at all, so it doesn't really make any difference. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy one, get her maybe a little giftette of a bottle of Prosecco, just as a little happy birthday and thank you. So hopefully I'll be back before she gets there, because there's nothing worse than trying to write out a card for somebody who's already in the room. So it's now about 3:30 and Sheila's gone with her birthday card and chocolates. Happy girl. And I've just sat and had a play. It's coming up to May, and I've just realised that all the thank you cards that I made in April have all gone, have all been sent out. So I've just sat and made a dozen thank you cards with a new stamp set from Indigo Blue. This is, surprisingly enough, called Dandelions. It's a really cute stamp set, so I've just filmed obviously making the cards, but as you can see it's really simple. I've done a nice kind of colour brush show pigment powder background, batch made obviously, and just added the stamp on the front with the little saying which says thank you for bringing sunshine into my life. Aww. Isn't that nice? So yeah, really nice kind of mottled backgrounds. I've varied the colours of the cardstock on the back, so I've done different ones, but I also had a play and did a couple of different kind of variations on the front. This I didn't film. The darker blue ones I didn't film. I did the brush show ones, but I did show these in the film. So yeah, you'll get to see all those. So now I've got a dozen new thank you cards ready to send out in May. Pleased with myself. It's Tuesday, 30th of April, and it's just gone 1 o'clock. And look, not a complete shave, just down to the stubble. But it's a lot tidier, a lot nicer. I'm just nipping out. I've got a couple of errands to run, so I'm just nipping out. Ian's upstairs working on the computer, doing day job stuff. Bentley's back in bed because being a puppy dog is tiring work. So I'm nipping out, sun's shining, it's a lovely day out there, so I'm going to have a nice little pootle. See you later. It's about 4 o'clock on Tuesday and I'm back. So I went out and did a couple of errands, just really quick jobs that needed to do post office and bits and pieces. So I came back and I started working on my schedule for the next couple of months, trying to work out exactly how many videos I need to make sure that I've got recorded. Now I sat and worked out the other day when I got up early on the Friday a full list kind of videos that I could potentially do. That was kind of like date based. So I've already got 8 videos that I've banked. So there's a 7-day series and there's one other that I filmed the other day, which was another art journal page, but it had a face on it in a different style to the one that I've done already. So I can do a few more kind of like face pages and that kind of stuff. It's just kind of working out, trying to vary the different types of video that I can do. So art journal page, mixed media tags, maybe some ATCs thrown in there. Obviously there's the vlogs as well, which are already planned in. Also some art journal pages based on the random 52 cards, so I can do those. So pretty much I can plan what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of months, but I need to leave kind of like a space for the week that we're moving. And I've mentioned this before, but I can't actually concrete plan anything until I know when we're actually going to be moving, because until I've got the date I can't work out what days to put those into the diary, if you like, or schedule them on YouTube. So it's kind of a fluid calendar that I'm trying to work out, which is why it's so difficult. As long as I've got enough videos kind of banked to cover the period and to cover when I normally upload, like today is Tuesday the 30th, so Wednesday the 1st it's the vlog anyway, so that's a kind of an organic one, so that one's out of the equation. And then there's possibly Thursday, and then there's Saturday, which is the mission inspiration. So, and then we're on to the next week in May, which is a good one. So already I'm kind of like into that second week. So as long as I've got videos banked and planned, I can just insert them as and when I need them. So theoretically, I really need to have at least maybe 9 or 12. I've currently got 8, so I need at least another 5 banked to cover me for the entire of May, and maybe into the first week in June, because I've also got to take into consideration, even if I've moved, I've still got to get the camera set up in my new craft room. My head hurts. And he's not much help either. El Sparko there. Good morning, it's 10:30 on Wednesday the 1st of May. We've said goodbye to April and I'm out and about doing errands and jobs. I've just been down to the post office to send off a load of website orders for myself and Ian, and now I'm on my way through to the other side of Leeds to do a little bit of shopping for storage boxes. As I'm packing up my craft room and getting rid and decluttering, I've found these small little storage boxes that are just perfect for storing all your bits and pieces, and I've got handles as well and nice clips on the sides. I've already used 12, so I'm going down to this particular shop that I know that sells them, but it's at the other side of Leeds, so I've had to come out for a little bit of a trek. Now normally I would purchase this kind of stuff when I go through to see Mum and Dad, because there is this particular brand store near to Mum and Dad's. Unfortunately, I'm not going over to Mum and Dad's tonight because they've booked themselves onto a day trip. They're going out. They're going to a large garden centre that has a rather lovely cafe. So they're going to go and do some shopping for the garden, get some new plants, bedding plants, that kind of stuff, get some flowers, and also treat themselves to a really, really nice lunch. So they're going to have a fantastic day today, which is great that they're getting themselves out there. Right, so that's that little job done. They didn't have any of the boxes, so it looks like I am going to have to try and see if I can get them from Mum's house. That's the third store in this particular chain that I've looked at for those boxes, and only one have them, so they're either a non-standard item or it's end of line. If it's end of line, I'm going to have to buy as many as I can get my hands on, because they are just too useful, and they stack as well, which is perfect. So anyway, so that's that job done. Ian's also asked me to get him, or see if I can find some sweatpants, some jogging bottoms as we call them here. So I'm going to have to try and find my way across to, there's a big clothes store here called Matalan, which people in the UK will be familiar with. A bit like TJ Maxx in the States, TK Maxx here in the UK, but not necessarily as designery. Cheap and cheerful is what I'm trying to say. So that was a pretty fruitless task. I found the sweatpants at the joggy bottoms. They had extra small, small, medium, extra large, extra extra large, extra 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 large, but no large in any of the colours. So I've ended up buying him a pair of like jersey t-shirt kind of material, long pyjama bottoms in dark grey. So it's only for lounging around in the house in, to wear after he's had showers and baths and that kind of stuff. So they should be okay. If not, then I haven't wasted a huge amount of money, because they weren't that expensive. What time is it? 2:25.
Yeah.
Karen's here.
Karen's going.
I'm here too.
Oh,
Never
there you
mind
go.
about
And
it.
I've got lots of new laser cut bits for my submarine I'm building.
Yes, but you're not selling them, are you?
No, I'm not selling them.
No.
Stop showing them off then.
It's for a commission. Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, Karen's been here for
Ever. Forever.
She's been here since last time.
She's never gone home
She's
again.
living under the stairs.
She's popped over to do a little bit of work with Ian. Stayed for lunch, and now she's off again. So I just thought I'd pop on quickly, just so you could say hello.
Hello.
And I promise there's been no drinking. Apart from coffee, that is.
Coffee.
Apart from coffee, that is, yeah. So, yes. So it looks as though it's going to chuck it down with rain. The sky has darkened from this morning.
It's bound to
So-
chuck it down. I'm taking Bentley out.
Yeah, so it's time for Mr. B to go out on his WALK. So we will catch you later. It's Friday morning, 11:30, and I don't remember actually recording any vlog yesterday at all. It was a fairly busy and stressful day for us both yesterday. We had the final kind of structural survey report from the house, and we've been negotiating with the new buyers as to some of the minor repairs that have been shown up on the structural survey. But we managed to come to an agreement last thing yesterday afternoon, which was really, really cool, which means there's now nothing standing in our way to actually finish, exchange and complete and get out of here. So really, really good news. So what I have also been doing over the last couple of days is practicing more in my with drawing my faces, and literally every single surface has got kind of doodles and that kind of stuff on. But I also purchased another book. I bought the Jane Davenport one, Beautiful Faces, which is great, but I wanted something that was a bit more quirky, a bit more whimsical, so I purchased this one called Imaginary Characters by Karen O'Brien, which is great because she's got some really whimsical characters, the kind of characters that have got the eyes on the outside of the head and that kind of thing. But she actually goes through some really, really good techniques in this book, which are great for the kind of things that kind of speak to me. The Jane Davenport ones are great, but they're a bit too girly, if you know what I mean, for me. But this kind of speaks to me more. This kind of sketchy Dina Wakley kind of style kind of speaks to me a lot more. And I did a couple of, this technique here of actually drawing over the top of a photograph or doing half and half on a photograph. I actually did do one the other day, and I shared this with my angels. A bit more in depth, so I'll just quickly. So this was a photograph of a Russian model that I altered, painted over the side, just to do. Yesterday afternoon, I kind of sat down after after reading a little bit of Karen's book, this Imaginary Characters one, and then I drew that, just to have a little bit of a play. And then this morning, I kind of had the idea to have a little play with him, the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, and just I quickly did a sketch next to him, just to kind of see whether or not I could alter and make this a little bit more whimsical, which I'm going to be able to do. So I've printed him off full size, which will enable me then to use that as a reference for shading and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have a play today, try and actually draw that in an art journal and actually colour and paint it, but just using the Stabilo All pencil, the black Stabilo watercolour pencil. I don't think I've got a grey. I don't think I've got a Payne's grey watercolour pencil, so I may have to invest in some watercolour pencils that have got a bigger variety of colours, because I think I've only got maybe a dozen or maybe 18 or 16 watercolour pencils, the Derwent Coloursoft, no, Inktense pencils. I don't think I've got a full set, so I'm missing some, and I need more kind of skin tone ones. Talking of skin tones as well, I had a look to see through my Copic markers as well, because I'm more comfortable colouring and blending with the Copic or alcohol coloured pens. But I haven't used my Copics in such a long time that I tried the other day to use a couple of them and they were practically dry. And I don't really want to have to go through the expense of buying a load more Copic markers to not use them again, if that makes sense. They're dry because I haven't used them. And if I buy another load, they're really expensive to buy to not use them again, if you get my drift. But I can use them better than I can pencils and that kind of stuff. It's a little bit of a dilemma. I'm going to have a look to see whether or not, I know Winsor and Newton bought out or took over the brand for Letraset, and Letraset have a brand or have a type of alcohol marker called Pro Marker, because I had a full set of those years and years ago, and then I moved on to the Copics because everybody was buying Copics. But the Pro Markers are cheap and cheerful, and they're really, really good, and they've got some really nice colours for skin tones. And that's kind of what I want at the moment, because I've got this face thing in my head that I need to get right. And that's my journey, my small little journey for the moment, is trying to get these faces that I'm comfortable with. And so I may have to invest in maybe a small set of skin tones from the Letraset ones, because they're not too expensive. I think you get like 6 in a pack for like 20-25 quid, which is all right, because that's, you know, like £2-ish, £2-ish a pen, which isn't too bad, but further investigation needed. So that's Friday. I've got things to do. I want to try and get this Tin Man kind of thing started and filmed, so that should be coming. Well, actually, by the time you see this, you might have actually already seen it. That's if I manage to do it, because I ain't showing you if it's a complete disaster, because I'm just in that kind of mood today. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days. So I apologise for not filming anything yesterday, but life got in the way. It's 11:50 and Ian's just been up and raided my stash of 12x12 papers, and as he was leaving he just said, it's nearly lunchtime and we haven't got any bread. I think that was his subtle way of saying, would I nip out and get some? I guess I'm going to the shops. Is that it? Is that all you got? Honestly. So, earlier on I said from that to that, quick sketch, and then I said I was printing him out full size for reference, and then there we go, the finished article. And this is in my large Dilutions art journal. So literally, yeah, there is a bit of a shine on there because I have done, I've actually activated the Stabilo All Pencil with matte medium. Game changer for me. So there you go. So there is a picture of my Tin Man. I found this piece of music. It's a music sheet. It's called Walking Tall, featured in the film The Heart of a Man. And I thought that was kind of apt as a background for the Tin Man, because that's what he was searching for in the film, wasn't it? The Scarecrow was a brain, the Lion was courage, and the Tin Man was a heart. So, kind of serendipitous, but there you go. I'm getting there. Definitely getting there. Okay, that's it for me for today. I'm going to knock off now, because obviously I need to finish work. Yes, this is work. So that's it for me. I'm going to go and start cooking dinner. We haven't decided what we're going to have yet. It's going to be a case of if it's. If it's in the fridge, that's what we're having for tea. It's just gone 10 AM on Saturday, the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. as 'twere. Yeah, I've got loads to do today. It's Mission Inspiration Day, which means I've got to upload the Mission Inspiration brief to the Facebook group. I've got to do that on YouTube. I've got to do it to the Facebook group. I've then got to sit down and create my art journal page using the prompts. I've got to do it, film it, edit it, render it, upload it, ready for tonight. So I'm going to be sat in here until well after lunchtime today. The sun is shining a little bit today. There's a little bit of a cold wind, but that's not stopped Ian. He's actually gone out there and he's tackled cutting the grass, both front and back, and also he's weeding some of the flower beds out front, because he's in that kind of mood today. I wish I could get out there and help him, but I'm far too busy. I'm going to have to stay indoors. So yes, so without further ado, I'd better crack on, get this art journal page sorted so that I can get editing and get it uploaded. So I'll catch you all later. It's just gone 5:30 on Sunday, the 5th of May. Ian's just set off for his steampunk event in Scarborough on the east coast of the UK. 5:30 in the morning, of course. I'm going back to bed with Puppy.
Well, good morning everyone. It is Sunday, I think it's the 5th of May today, or the 6th of May, and I am in Scarborough on the east coast of Yorkshire. It's a little bit overcast, but it's a very, very pretty place. And I'm all set up ready for the Whitby Steampunk Weekend on Tour. As I say, it's a lovely place, a little bit. Look at the sea. Very nice. Would like to be out there this morning. I'll take you inside and I'll show you around. Well, we're still setting up in here this morning. I'll have a walk round when we've all set up and I can introduce you to all my steampunk pals.
So it's now just after lunch, about 1:30 on Sunday, and I've watched TV. I've kind of done bits of laundry, whatever I can do, and kind of tidied up and done like household chores, and I've just got a bit bored. And there's nothing really on the TV worth watching. There's nothing recorded that I needed to catch up on. So I thought I'd come upstairs and just have a little bit of a play. I have this old image of this girl that I thought I would do an art journal page with. So I've printed her out twice, 2 different sizes, one large, one small. And I'm going to do a double page spread and have the large one on the left and the smaller one on the right. But I'm going to kind of obscure the one on the left so she goes into the background. So the smaller one takes precedence. The focal point's on the small one rather than the large one. And I'm going to go over the top. Anyway, I'm telling you what I'm going to be doing. So this is probably going to be the video for Tuesday, Tuesday the 7th. So if you're watching this on the Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, it was the one that you saw on Tuesday. So that's what I'm doing right now. Mr. Bentley is safely and snugly ensconced back in bed after his walk this morning. He's fed and content and is snoozing again now. Ian's not going to be back until about, I don't know, maybe like 7 o'clock tonight. So I've pretty much got the day to myself. So I thought, seeing as I've got nobody here really to please but me, that I'm going to have the rest of the day, excuse me while I'm just cutting this girly out, since it's just me to please, then I thought I'd come up and just have a play. So that's going to be it probably for the rest of today. So I may as well draw this week's vlog to a close. So I will see you all again in the next. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.